Welcome to my channel, Bookish English. How do you know your English level? Are you a beginner, intermediate, or something more? Let me ask you, can you speak for 1 minute in English? Can you understand a short story without help? Comment below. I think my English level is, and let's discover the truth together. Today I'm not going to give you a boring grammar test. I'm going to give you 10 real-life ways to check your level, with no fear, no pressure, and no big words. Stay with me. This video might change how you see your English forever. Chapter 1. Can you understand simple stories without help? Let's begin with something very simple. I want you to close your eyes and just listen to me. Imagine this. A boy wakes up in the morning. He opens his eyes. The sun is shining outside. He sits on his bed. He looks at the clock. It is 7 a.m. He yawns and says, "Good morning." Then he goes to the bathroom. He washes his face. He brushes his teeth. After that, he wears his school uniform. He takes his bag. He eats a banana. Then he opens the door. His mother says, "Have a good day." He smiles and says, "Thank you, Mom." Now stop for a moment. How much of this story did you understand? Did you follow the meaning? Did you imagine the boy waking up and getting ready? If yes, that means your English level is not 0. That means you can understand a real-life story. Maybe not every word, but enough to feel it, enough to see it in your mind. This is where your journey starts, not with a grammar book, not with a big vocabulary list, but with stories. Stories like this are your English mirror. They show what you can understand without help. If you followed that boy's day, then you are already learning. When I was learning English, I used to play stories like this again and again. At first, I understood maybe 2 or 3 words. Sun, clock, school. That's it. But I kept listening. Every day, 1 sentence became 2, then 3. Then suddenly I could understand the whole story. I didn't translate in my head. I didn't stop and think. I just understood. That's when I knew. I'm improving. So let me ask you again. Could you feel the boy's morning? Could you see the banana in his hand? Could you hear his mother's voice? If yes, then you have the most important skill in English, understanding a story. And if not, don't feel bad. It just means you found your starting point. You are not behind, you are just beginning, and that is powerful. Now here's how you test yourself. Find more short stories like this one. Listen with your eyes closed. Try to picture the scenes. After listening, ask yourself, what happened? Who was in the story? What words do I remember? Then, write down 1 sentence about it. Even 1 small sentence means your brain is working in English. That is progress, and progress is all you need. Highs, some people study grammar for years, but still can't understand a simple story. But you're doing something different. You're learning from feeling, from emotion, from connection. That's how children learn. That's how real English grows. Don't rush. Don't say, "I want to be fluent fast." Just say, "I want to understand a little more today than I did yesterday." And you will. Now, if you understood today's story, I want you to write in the comments, "I understood the story." Or write what part you liked best. That 1 comment is your proof. Shows you're learning. It shows you're not just watching, you're participating. You're on this journey with me, and I will be here. step by step. This was just chapter 1. In the next part, you'll do something even braver. You'll speak, out loud, with your own voice. Don't worry, I'll guide you. Let's go. Chapter 2. Can you speak for 1 minute without stopping? Let's do something very important now. I want you to speak. Yes, out loud, right now. I know you might feel nervous. I know you might think, but I can't speak English. What if I say something wrong? Don't worry. You are not alone. I used to feel that too. I remember the first time I tried to speak. I was alone in my room. I looked around and said, "This is a chair." I felt silly. I thought my voice sounded strange. But you know what? That one sentence changed everything. It was not perfect, but it was mine, my first step. And now, I want you to take your first step. Look around your room. What do you see? A table? A fan? A phone? Just say it. Say, "This is my phone." The fan is on. There is a window. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry if it sounds slow. Just speak. Let your English voice come out. It doesn't have to be fast or perfect. It just has to be you. Now, I'll help you speak for 1 full minute. I'll give you a few sentences. You repeat them after me. Ready? I am in my room. Good. I see a bed. Nice. The bed is soft. I have a book. The book is on the table. There is a chair near the window. Keep going. Add your own ideas. Talk about the color. Talk about the things you like. Say, "My room is small but clean." Or, "I have a photo on the wall. It makes me happy." If you can say 5 to 10 simple sentences like these, you are already speaking English. Excited, yes. You are speaking. And if you can keep going for 1 full minute, even slowly, you are likely at A2 or B1 level. If you need help, that's okay. You are still learning. This is your speaking test. No paper, no classroom, just your voice and your mind. Speaking aloud is scary at first. I know, I was afraid too. But when you do it every day, your fear becomes smaller and your voice becomes stronger. Speak in front of the mirror. Speak with a friend. Speak with me through this video. I'll be your silent partner. So now, here is your challenge. After this video, take a deep breath. Set a timer for 1 minute. Talk about your room, your day, or your favorite food. Talk about anything. Don't stop. Just speak. When the minute ends, smile, because you just took control. You just tested your English level in the most real way, by using your own words. Not repeating, not translating, not hiding. You spoke. And that is brave. Very brave. So if you did it, comment below. I spoke for 1 minute. I will read it. I will cheer for you, because today you passed your first real English test, and now you're ready for the next step, listening. Let's test your ears and your heart in Chapter 3. Chapter 3. Can you listen and catch the meaning? Now let's test something even deeper. Your listening. Can you hear English and understand what is happening? Can you listen without stopping to translate in your head? If yes, your level is going higher. But if no, don't worry. This is how we learn. Today, we'll test your listening in a gentle, simple way. Close your eyes and listen to this short story. It is 5 p.m. Maria finishes work. She takes her bag and walks to the bus stop. The weather is cold, and the sky is gray. She waits for the bus. A small boy stands beside her. He is crying. Maria looks at him and says, "Are you okay?" The boy says, "I lost my mother." Maria holds his hand. She talks to the people around. After a few minutes, a woman runs toward them. She is the boy's mother. She hugs him. She says, "Thank you" to Maria. Maria smiles and says, "Take care." Then her bus arrives. She gets on and goes home. Now stop. Think. How much did you understand? Who was Maria? What time was it? Why was the boy crying? What did Maria do? If you can answer these questions even in simple English, you have strong listening skills. If you could imagine the cold day, the crying boy, the mother's hug, then you are listening with your heart, not just your ears. That is powerful. When I started, listening was the hardest part. People spoke too fast. Their words felt like water running away. I couldn't catch anything. I used to watch English videos, but I only understood the music. Then, I found a trick. I stopped using subtitles. I closed my eyes and listened. I didn't try to understand every word. I just tried to feel the meaning. One sentence, then another. Slowly, I started hearing more. The stories became clear. The emotions became real. My brain started to follow the rhythm of English. And you can do the same. Listening is not about catching every word. It's about understanding the message. So here's your test. Listen to Maria's story again. This time, close your eyes. Picture everything in your mind. Her face, the bus stop, the boy's tears, the mother's hug. Then say out loud, "Maria helped a boy. She waited for the bus. It was cold." Even if you only say 3 sentences, that shows your brain is listening in English. That is your growth. So now, comment below. I listened and understood the story. Or, write what part touched your heart. Did you feel sad for the boy? Did you feel happy when the mother came? That feeling is more important than perfect grammar. Because when English makes you feel something, that's when you're truly learning. Let's keep going. In the next chapter, you will read something short, and I will ask you to retell it. That's the next step in testing your level. Chapter 4. Can you read and retell? Now let's test something very special. Your reading. Can you read a short story in English and understand what's happening? Can you feel what the people feel? Can you tell the story back in your own words? That is the test. But don't worry, this will be easy and beautiful. Let me take you into a small moment. Read this slowly. It was raining. Lily was walking home from school. She didn't have an umbrella. Her hair and clothes were wet. She saw a small bakery on the corner. She stopped. Inside, it looked warm and bright. She opened the door and went in. The man behind the counter smiled. "Cold day, isn't it?" he said. Lily nodded. She looked at the bread. It smelled good. She only had 1 coin. The man saw her looking. He said, "Take one. It's free today." Lily was surprised. She said, "Really?" The man nodded. Lily took the warm bread. She held it in her hands. She smiled and said, "Thank you." Now stop. Think. What happened in this story? Why was Lily wet? Why did she go into the shop? What did the man give her? Why did she smile at the end? If you can answer these in your mind, you are already a reader. And if you can feel Lily's cold hands, smell the bread, or see the man's kind face, then your English is not just in your head, it's in your heart. And that is the best kind of English. When I was learning, I read many stories like this. At first, I used a dictionary. Every word was slow, but slowly I stopped checking every word. I just read, I guessed, I felt, and reading became magic. That's how I improved. Not with hard books, not with big words, but with small stories like this, full of heart. So now it's your turn. Try to retell Lily's story. You don't need to be perfect. Just try. Say or write something like, "A girl was wet in the rain. She went into a bakery. A man gave her bread. She was happy." That's enough. If you can do that, you are growing. You are learning to think in English. That is your level, and it's better than you think. Now, I want you to write in the comments, "I understood Lily's story," or write your own version of it in 2 to 3 simple lines. This will show how much you really understood. Reading is not about fast words. It's about feeling, imagining, and retelling. If you can do that, even in simple English, you are becoming a real English speaker. In the next chapter, we will talk about words. How many do you know? And how many do you really use? That's the next big step in testing your level. Chapter 5. How many words do you know and can use? Now let's talk about something very important. Words. Vocabulary. How many English words do you know? And how many can you actually use? That's what we will test today. But don't worry, this is not a memory exam. This is a mirror. It shows your real progress. Let's begin. I will say 10 easy words, then 10 medium, then 10 hard. Count how many you truly know, not just recognize, but can use in a sentence. Ready? First, the easy words. Cat, water, apple, big, happy, run, school, cold, sun, eat. How many do you know? If you know 8 or more, you have a strong beginner base. Now medium words: borrow, tired, slowly, problem, visit, travel, always, enjoy, teacher, clean. These are A2 to B1 level. If you know more than 5, you're growing fast. Now hard words: nervous, exhausted, confident, opportunity, remember, schedule, improve, conversation, suggestion, disappointed. These are B1 to B2 level. Did you know 3 or more? That's amazing. If not, don't feel bad. It means now you know where to grow. This is the power of vocabulary testing. It's not to make you feel weak. It's to show you your next step. Now ask yourself, can I use these words? It's easy to recognize a word like travel, but can you say, "I love to travel to new places"? That's the real test. Knowing a word means using it. I remember when I first heard the word opportunity. It sounded long and strange. I saw it in a movie. I asked my teacher what it meant. She said, "It means a good chance." I smiled. I used that word every day after that. I want an opportunity. This is a big opportunity. And one day, I didn't have to think about the meaning anymore. It became part of me. That's how vocabulary grows, not with flashcards only, but with stories, with feelings, with use. So here's your challenge. Take 5 words from today's list. Write 1 sentence for each, even if it's simple. I am tired. I enjoy books. I have a big problem. These are small but powerful. This is how you test your real vocabulary level. And you'll see you know more than you think. So comment below. I wrote 5 sentences, and write them if you can. That's how you grow. That's how you move forward. In the next chapter, we will move into writing. Not just words, but full thoughts. It's time to find out if you can express your day in English. Let's go there together. Chapter 6. Can you write 3 real sentences about today? Now let's test something very real. Your writing. Can you write 3 simple sentences about your day in English? Not copied from a book, not from Google. Your own thoughts, your own life. This is one of the best ways to check your English level, and today we will do it together. I'll go first. Let me tell you about my day. Today I woke up early. I made tea and listened to the rain. I felt calm and happy. Just 3 sentences. Nothing difficult. But they are real. They are true. And they show my English. Now it's your turn. Think about your day. Did you go to school? Did you talk to a friend? Did you eat something you love? Just close your eyes and remember one small moment. Then put it into English. Start like this. Today and then complete it. Don't try to be perfect. Don't try to sound smart. Just be honest. That is the real English test. I remember the first time I wrote my day in English. It was hard. I didn't know how to say, I felt tired. I wrote, I am bad. But I didn't give up. I asked my teacher. She helped me. I learned new words. I started writing a little more each day. Soon, I had a full page. It became my English journal. And now, I write without fear. You can do it too. Just begin. 1 line is enough. Even something like, today was hot. I drank water. I watched TV. These lines are simple, but they are proof. Proof that you are thinking in English. That's the real test. So now, pause the video. Take 1 minute. Write 3 sentences about your day. Then come back. If you did it, comment below. I wrote 3 sentences. And if you want, share them with me. I will read them. I will reply. Because this journey is not about perfection. It's about practice. And every sentence you write brings you 1 step closer to fluency. In the next chapter, we go even deeper. Can you think in English without using your native language in your head? That is the next powerful test. And I'll show you how. Chapter 7. Can you think in English without translating? Now let's do something very special. Let's test your mind. Can you think in English without translating every word from your native language? This is one of the biggest steps in your English journey. And yes, this is a real test of your level. Thinking in English means your brain starts to understand, feel, and speak English naturally. But I know what you're thinking right now. How can I think in English if I don't know many words? I used to think that too. I remember sitting in a room, trying to speak, but before every word I had to stop and think in my own language. Then I had to change it into English. It was slow. It was tiring. It made me feel like I could never be fluent. But slowly, something changed. I started using small English thoughts, just little things, like I am tired, or it is raining, or I like this tea. At first, I said them out loud. Then I started thinking them quietly. One thought, then two, then more. And after some time, I stopped translating. I started thinking in English without fear. You can do it too. Let's try together now. Look at your hand. Say in your mind, "This is my hand." Now look at the door. Think, the door is brown. Now think, I am watching this video. I want to learn. Did you do that? That's it. That is thinking in English. It doesn't have to be fast or perfect. It just has to be English. Every time you see something, try to say it in English in your head. Don't stop. Don't go back to your native language. Your brain will resist at first. It will say, "No, this is too hard." But keep going. That resistance is the test. And every time you push through, your level grows. So here's your challenge. For the next 5 minutes, think only in English. Look around your room. Say what you see in your mind. Chair, fan, light. I am sitting. I am learning. If you don't know a word, skip it. Keep going. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to stay in English. That's the real test. And if you do this every day, even 5 minutes, your mind will change. Your words will come faster. Your fear will become smaller. And one day, you will speak without thinking. That is fluency. So now, comment below. I tried thinking in English. Tell me what sentence came to your mind. Share your small victory. Because your thoughts are powerful. They build your future. And in the next chapter, we'll bring those thoughts into real-life English situations, like the shop, the cafe, or the street. Let's see if you can use your English where it truly matters. Chapter 8. Can you use English in real life? Fake test simulation. Now it's time to test your English in real life, not in a book, not in a classroom, but in your everyday world. Can you use English in a shop, at a cafe, with a stranger on the street? This is a real test. It shows how ready you are to live in English. But don't worry, we will practice it together. Close your eyes. Imagine this. You walk into a small cafe. The person at the counter smiles and says, "Hello, what would you like today?" What do you say? Maybe, "I would like a coffee, please." Then they ask, "Hot or iced?" You say, "Hot, please." Then they ask, "Anything else?" You say, "No, thank you." And they say, "That'll be $3. You smile and give the money. Simple? Yes. But this is powerful. This is real English. If you can speak like this, even slowly, you are ready for the world. And if you feel scared or frozen, that's okay. That's what this test is for. I remember the first time I tried to speak English at a real shop. My hands were shaking. I wanted a juice. I said, "Give, juice, me." The woman smiled. She said, "You want some juice?" I nodded. She said, "No problem." That day, I learned something important. People don't care if your English is perfect. They care if you try. Your courage matters more than your grammar. So now let's do a role play. I will say something. You answer out loud. Ready? I say, "Hi, can I help you?" You say, "Yes, I want a cup of tea." Good. I say, "Do you want sugar?" You say, "Yes, 1 spoon." Great. I say, "Here you go." Anything else? You say, "No, thank you." You just passed a real-life conversation test. You did it. That's how you check your level, by using English in daily situations. Even if you live in a country where people don't speak English, you can practice. Talk to yourself. Act out scenes. Say, "Excuse me, where is the bus stop? How much is this? Can I try this on?" Practice real questions. Practice small talk. The more you use English in real ways, the faster you grow. So here's your test. Think of a daily situation, like going to the shop, and write or say what you would say in English. Keep it simple. Write your mini scene in the comments. Me. I want bread. Shopkeeper. Anything else? Me. That's all. That's your practice. That's your mirror. And every day you do this, your fear will go down and your fluency will go up. In the next chapter, we'll talk about mistakes and how they're not the enemy, but your best teacher. Let's go there next. Chapter 9. Can you learn from mistakes without feeling shame? Now let's talk about something that stops many English learners. Mistakes. Can you make a mistake and still smile? Can you say something wrong in English and keep going? That is one of the biggest tests of your level. Not your grammar, not your words, but your mindset. If you can learn from mistakes without feeling shame, your English will grow faster than ever. I want to tell you something very true. Every person who speaks English well today has made thousands of mistakes. Yes, even me. I once said, "I am boring," when I meant, "I am bored." People laughed. I felt embarrassed, but I learned. I remember another time I said, "I am pregnant," instead of, "I am full." My friends laughed so hard, and I did too. I never forgot that moment, and I never made that mistake again. You see, mistakes are not your enemy. They are your teachers. They show you what to fix. They help you grow. And the learners who accept their mistakes, they improve faster than those who hide from them. So, here's your test today. I want you to write one sentence in English. Anything. Something simple. Then check it, or let someone help you check it. If it's wrong, don't feel bad. Feel proud. You tried. You are learning. I'll give you a few example sentences. I go to school every day. That's correct. He go to school every day. That's a mistake. It should be he goes. That little S, it matters. But don't let it scare you. Mistakes are small shadows. They go away when you shine light on them. So here is your challenge. Comment below with one English sentence, any sentence. Then reply to your own comment and correct yourself. Example, she don't like tea. Then correct it. She doesn't like tea. That is powerful. That shows you're not afraid. That shows your level is not just beginner, it's brave. I want you to celebrate your mistakes, laugh at them, learn from them, and move forward. Every mistake is a step, and every step brings you closer to fluency. In the next chapter, we'll put it all together, reading, speaking, listening, writing, in one real test. The final test, and you'll see just how far you've come. Let's go. Chapter 10. Can you do all 4 skills in one day? The real test. Now we have come to the final chapter. The real test. Not a school test, not a grammar test, but a life test. Can you use all 4 English skills in one day? Speak, listen, read, and write? If you can, even in a small way, it means your English is alive. It means you are not just learning, you are using the language, and that is the highest level. So today, I want you to try something special. Start your day by speaking just 5 lines. Stand in front of a mirror or look out your window. Say, I see the sun. It's a new day. I am learning English. I feel strong. I will not give up. That's your speaking. Then listen to something short. Maybe this video again, or a podcast, or a cartoon. Don't try to understand every word. Just feel the meaning. That's your listening. Then read a small story, maybe one you've read before in this series. Read it slowly. Try to feel what the characters feel. That's your reading. And finally, take 1 minute and write 3 real sentences about your day. Simple, true, and yours. That's your writing. If you can do all 4, even for 5 minutes each, you have passed the real test. You are no longer just a student. You are a user of English. I remember the first time I did this. I was scared. I made mistakes. I forgot words. But I kept going. I spoke. I listened. I read. I wrote. And that small practice changed everything. I didn't feel like a beginner anymore. I felt like I belonged. You will feel that too. This is your power. This is your progress. Not measured by grades or exams, but by courage. So here is your final challenge. Today, do all 4 skills, one by one. Then comment below and tell me, I did all 4. Tell me how it felt. Tell me what was easy and what was hard. I will read it. I will reply, because this journey is ours. And now, let me say something very clearly. You are better than you think. You are stronger than your fear. And your English is growing. Step by step, word by word, day by day. Keep going. Now you know how to check your English level, not with pressure, not with fear, but with real actions from your heart. Comment below. Which skill was the hardest for you? Speaking, listening, reading, or writing? Share your sentences. I will reply. Like this video if it helped you. Subscribe to this channel for more simple, emotional, and real English lessons. And remember, this is not the end. This is just your beginning. See you in the next video, my friend.